What is going on, friends? Sean Don coming back on this fine Monday morning with technical analysis of a loyal grip and rip enthusiast, Alex Saltsman. Done a few technical analysis and console calls with him in the past, so let's see how he is improving. Before we get into his analysis, just want to let you guys know if you're interested in a technical analysis of your own or any other sort of online coaching, whether that be a throwing program, a lifting program, combination of everything, go check out my website, gripandrip.co. All right, go sign up, make those technical gains this off season, and start dropping some PBs, some PRs, throwing some bombs, winning conference championships, national championships, whatever you're into. I'm here to help out. So go take a look, gripandrip.co. All right, let's get into it. I already took a couple looks at this video, and it looks pretty solid. Decent orbit, kind of throwing the head back, pulling the head a little bit. But decent, kind of pendulum, if you will. So, yeah, definite improvement from the last time I saw your video, Alex, so that's dope. Let's start breaking it down. So we got 3-turn, 1 wind away throw, I believe. Starting just a little bit left of center, speaking from camera point of view. Decent posture. Long left arm. Winding the ball forward a little bit. Opening up, facing the right pretty well. Maybe just a little tiny bit stiff in the legs, but not a huge deal. So as the ball comes through 0, you're opening up to your right side pretty well. Wind looks pretty comfortable. Hips are underneath you. Stability is pretty solid. You can see some good bend in this left knee now. Right side really setting that kind of lateral stability as you open up. Long left arm. You can see you could be a little bit wider out to the right. As you see, this right arm is kind of close to the body. And you can see there's a little bit of instability as the ball comes through 0. You can see you start to shift backwards just a little tiny bit. It's not bad though, but a little bit, I think, earlier connection back to 180 and then a little bit longer sweep to your right, trying to extend that right arm out away from the body a little bit more. As you can see, you start rotating before the ball gets through 0. So you're just missing a little bit of stability in entry, but it's not bad. You're still setting up that left side. You're using that right leg pretty well, setting up that left side pretty well. It's just there's a little bit of instability here. Like I said, this left side shifting back just a little too soon, especially coming off this toe turn. Usually this left side shifting back is a little bit more common when you're coming off the heel, but with the toe turn, you can really hold this left side a little bit longer. And like I said, get that ball a little bit more forwards out away from you, so like in the direction of the mouse towards what would be the back of the circle towards 0, not necessarily rotational through 0, but tangentially speaking, more forwards. A tangent from 270 forward through the circle in this direction. Get it out a little bit wider and then hold and be a little bit more patient. Try to hold this stability a little bit more. Use that right leg a little bit more. Use your obliques and your torso, your core to stabilize that left side. As you can see, like I said, that right arm doesn't really straighten out until about there. You want to get that right arm straightened out maybe a little bit before 0, so more this direction, but not too shabby. Like I said, just a little left side shifting back. You're patient, and you can see as the ball goes left, you do see, like I said, the hips kind of shifting back away from it. So hip shifting back, shifting back, shifting back, shifting back until about here, and then your hips start going forward. So you got to connect the hips a little bit more as well. Like I said, that kind of all comes from that stability in the entry. Got to feel a little bit more right side pressure with that hip. Like I said, that just comes partly from that right arm not being straight, kind of as a break in the kinetic chain, if you will. Coming off a little plantar flexed. Good posture here. Level shoulders, level hips. Nice early catch. That's dope. Love to see that. That's probably going to make things a lot better. Now you can see, so this is kind of what I'm talking about. You catch early, and then your right arm's already straight, and you can see your hips and torso and everything stabilized a lot better. This is a much better position here. So you need to find more of this sort of movement, this upper body connection, this lower body connection in the entry. I think that'll help out a lot. But otherwise, good catch, good stability. You can see yourself almost settling back over this left side, stabilizing that left side pretty well. All right, so pretty solid here. You're all square, ball in between the legs, shoulders square with the legs and the hips and the ball and everything. Everything's square at 0. This is dope. This is a good spot to be in. And then as the ball goes through 0, you can see that left side's pulling and opening up a little bit, left, a little straight in that left leg. And then you start to lose a little bit of separation. So your hip, right, like I said, right hip needs to stay with it just a little bit more. Gets just a little bit ahead of you. And so you just pull back just a tiny bit. Got to get that right knee. You can maybe say a little bit more hip flexion in that right knee, a little bit more A-skip position, a little bit more dorsiflexion in that right foot. And then not bad here. There is a little bit of tilt between the hips and the shoulders. So the shoulders are level, but the hips are tilted down a little bit. A little disconnection in that left side. A little looseness, extra looseness. But you go to catch, nice early catch again. A little bit later, by the time your foot really gets on the ground, right about there. A little bit later, but not bad. Still decent separation. Your hips are more or less underneath you. And then now you see you start to throw that head back and you're getting that pendulum sort of motion. It's just going, it's a little early. Just a little early. So you see that throw that head back. And you get back on the ball just before the ball gets to that right leg. So you're a little early. You're going to see this left side kind of pulling up, that left shoulder pulling back a little bit. But you're really starting to get back on it. So you're getting some good tension for sure. It's just a little bit too early with that movement. Pretty stable left side though. Now you start to see that right hip turn into a little bit more. Pulling back. Now you see that right leg turning with it more. You see this right hip connecting more, which is good. Less sinking back away from the ball. So your hip's getting up into it more, which is awesome. Then you get this position. This is better. Level hips, level shoulders. Could be a little bit more patient. I think just a tiny bit. Let the ball get around a little bit more. As you can see, you just get pulled around the left just a little bit. You can see the hips sinking down into this left side, down into this left foot. Hips sinking down just a little bit. What'd you catch earlier now? And then pretty strong looking. Same sort of thing. You're getting your head back, pulling back on the ball just a little bit too early. You can see this left leg straightening out. And you're a little shallow, meaning your right foot's, I kind of like this, that right foot being a little bit more in front of the left, but in the final, in the finish, you got to be a little bit more patient while you're turning, because as you can see what happens here, your right foot's turning and then it eventually stops because that right hip can't rotate anymore because just a little bit too deep, and that comes from, like I said, a little bit lack of patience in the previous turn. Pulling back a little too soon, not letting the ball get out left enough, not being patient enough in single support. So you catch, that right foot kind of stalls out as it gets to, ball gets to about 0, and then the rest of the turn really just comes from that left side. Left leg straightening out, left shoulder pulling up, left side pulling the ball out to the finish. But it's a good finish. I do like how you finish a little bit forwards. You see this left foot come forwards. That means you're getting all of your energy out into the sector, where you see some people pull off and they fall backwards into the circle, or they fall off to the right or the left. You're getting your ball out into the sector in the finish, which is good. It's just mostly coming from that left side, so you got to chill it out a little bit. Out a little bit. Like I said, it's a little early. Left side pulling up, left leg straightening out, pulling back. It's like you can see your path through the circle if we go back to the first turn. Your path through the circle is down this right sector line, which I don't think is a bad thing. But when that does happen, I think by the time you get to the third and final turn, it's like your body subconsciously can feel yourself going down this right sector line. So what happens is it's going to pull that left side to kind of course correct. Because if you're thinking, all right, I want to throw out into the sector, down 180, and you're moving down the right sector line, that's when that left side is really going to overcompensate and pull and finish out into the sector. Where if you're a little bit more square through the circle, if you're a little bit more patient each turn, you complete each turn just a little bit better, then you'll be throwing down the middle and not having to pull that left side as much, shorten the left side. So pretty decent though. Like I said, it's pretty solid. Good improvements from the last time I saw you throwing. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And if anybody else out there would like a technical analysis or any other online coaching, go check out my website, gripandrip.co. All right. Until next time, Sean Don signing off.